Welcome back guys, this is Jyodeep Chakraborty. Today's topic is mesh analysis. Today in this video we'll be discussing about the concepts like what is a loop, what is a mesh, what is the difference in between these two, and we'll solve a numerical problem based on this mesh analysis concept. Also in this video we'll be sharing a step-by-step guide that will help you to solve these kinds of problems easily. So watch the entire video. As we already know, today's topic is mesh analysis. So to learn mesh analysis, the very basic thing that we need to learn is what is a mesh, right? And when we want to learn what is a mesh, we need to learn what is a loop. So starting with loop. So the definition of loop says is any closed path in the circuit. Okay, so let's take this circuit for example. In this circuit, A, B, E, F, this is a closed path in this circuit. So that's a loop. Okay, now what about B, C, D, E? B, C, D, E. What about that? This is also a closed path. So it's again a loop. Now what about A, B, C, D, E, F? I mean this outer portion. So this is also a closed path. So this is again a loop. Now what about mesh? So mesh is what? Now it is a loop which does not contain any other loops within it. That means it is also a loop but it cannot contain any other loops within it. So A, B, E, F, this is a mesh? Yes, this is a mesh. Why? This is a loop but in this loop it doesn't contain any other loop within it. So that is why this loop is also called as a mesh. Done. Now what about this loop B, C, D, E? This is a loop as we have already discussed. Now this loop doesn't contain any other loops within it. So this is also a mesh. Done. Now what about this one, that is this outer portion, this outer loop? In this loop A, B, C, D, E, F, we have this inner loop, So this outer loop is not a mesh. Got it? Now so we can name this mesh. This is mesh 1 and this is mesh 2, right? Now another thing is that the current passing through any mesh is called as mesh current. So these are mesh currents. Let's say I1 and I2. Right? Now, now as we already know, for nodal analysis, the number of equations we need to solve is n-1. Similarly, we need to find out how many number of equations we need to solve if we solve any problem using mesh analysis, right? So we have this equation, that is B is equals to M plus N minus 1. What is B over here? B is total number of branches. What is M? M is number of meshes. What is N? Total number of nodes. Right? So M becomes what? M becomes B minus N minus 1, right? So this becomes our equation. So and another thing, the number of equation to be solved is equal to number of meshes present in the circuit. That is M, right? So now let's take this circuit for example. Now the number of B is what? For this circuit, B is the total number of branches. So how many branches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So B is equals to 6 over here for this circuit. What about N? Node 1, 2, 3, 4 and this entire thing is 5. So n is equals to 5. So mesh becomes what? M becomes what? M becomes 6 minus 5 minus 1. That means 6 minus 4, that is 2. So this is number of equations to be solved. And if you don't know what is node and what is branch, we have already discussed in the previous video, so I'll recommend you to watch that video. You can find that video in the I button. Let's move to the next slide. Now we'll be solving this question. So what the question says, the question asks you to find out the current flowing in 5 ohm resistor, right? The current flowing in the 5 ohm resistor. That means we have to find out the current flowing in this branch, right? Now we can solve this question using a lot of other methods as well, but for the sake of understanding mesh analysis, we'll be using mesh analysis to solve this question. So step 1 says identify the number of meshes. Okay, so how many number of meshes are there? So this is mesh 1, as we have already discussed. This is mesh 2, right? Now second step says assign mesh currents. Okay, so 2 meshes, so 2 mesh currents. So we are assigning these mesh currents in clockwise direction, but you can assume it any direction as you want. Now step 2 says write the KVL equation at each of n meshes. So there is 2 mesh, so we'll be having 2 equations. Done. Now we'll be writing the KVL at the meshes, right? So write down the KVL at this mesh. So writing KVL at mesh 1, (75) is equals to 25 I1 plus 4 I1. Done. And what about the current in this branch? So in this branch, not only I1 is flowing, over here I2 is also flowing. So the current flowing in this branch is what? Is I1 minus I2 plus 5 within bracket I1 minus I2. Now why I1 minus I2? Because always remember, while writing the KVL equation for a mesh, we will consider the corresponding mesh current to be the largest. What do I mean by that? Because we were writing the KVL equation for this mesh 1, so we will assume that this I1 current is the largest. So that's why I1 minus I2, right? Not I2 minus I1. Okay, so that's your equation number 1. Now KVL at mesh 2. It will be what? Minus 25 is equals to, over here the current, as because we are writing the KVL equation for this mesh 2, so over here we will assume I2 is largest. So I2 direction is upwards and I1 direction is what? Downwards. So that is why the current flowing in this branch will be 5 of I2 minus I1 plus 10 I2. Clear? Now that's equation number 2. Now just solve these 2 equations. Okay, so now equation 1 becomes what? (34 I1 minus 5 of I2 is equals to 75. That's your equation number 3. And equation 2 becomes minus of 5 I1 plus 15 of I2 is equals to minus of 25. That's your equation number 4, right? Now multiplying equation 3 with 3, so equation 3 becomes what? 102 I1 minus of 15 I2 is equals to 225. So that becomes equation number 5. Now and 97 of I1 becomes 200. So I1 becomes 200 divided by 97. So this is our I1. So our assumption is correct. The direction we assumed while solving the mesh analysis is correct for I1 only. So our assumption for I1 is correct. Now what about I2? So if you just put this value in any equation, your I2 becomes minus 0.97 amps. Clear? Now why minus? This minus indicates that what we have assumed the direction of I2 is wrong. So actual direction of I2 is opposite to what we assumed. So our answer is I1 becomes 2.06 amps and I2 becomes what? Minus of 0.97 amps, right? So what we assumed that the direction of I1 is this and I2 is also clockwise, right? But the actual answer says the direction of I1 is correct, absolutely fine, that in this way 2.06 amps is flowing. But what about I2? I2 is flowing in the opposite direction. This is the wrong direction. So counterclockwise the 0.97 amps is flowing, right? Now you might have a question that what would happen if we assume the direction of mesh currents, that is I1 and I2, counterclockwise. So if instead of clockwise, if you have assumed the direction of I1 and I2 to be like this, so if you would have assumed this direction of current, then let's name this case 1, case 2. So then your answer would have become I1 would have come minus 2.06 amps and I2 would have become 0.97 amps. Just the opposite to this answer, right? So this answer is also correct. Okay, that means I1 is wrong. So I1 is flowing in this direction 2.06 amps, but I2 direction is correct, that is this 0.97. Hope you understand. Clear? So actually you can assume any direction for mesh currents. Okay, the direction of mesh current can be chosen arbitrarily, that is clockwise or anti-clockwise, and that does not affect the validity of the solution. Clear? So the actual answer is what? The question says we have to find out I, that is current flowing through the 5 ohm resistor. So that was what? I1 minus I2, right? So 2.06 minus of 0.97 and that becomes 3.03 amps. So that's your answer for the question. So this is your assignment. So the very moment you finish watching this video, just take this question and solve it. Okay, so what the question says using mesh analysis you have to find out the current flowing in the 25 ohm resistor, that is this current. Clear? So you just apply mesh analysis over here. How many number of meshes is there? 1, 2 and 3. So there will be 3 number of equations. Solve them and find out the current in this branch. And after 24 hours from publishing this video, I'll be writing down the answer down in the comments, so you can check over there. And this is the end part of this video. So if you have any doubt, feel free to ask me down in the comments. And also if you like this video, just give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get notified whenever we upload any new video. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.